Hello everybody, Dan Palumbo here again. Well, what are we going to do today? Well, I got a request to do an emergency descent procedure. So we're going to do that. Right now we're flying around the Memphis area. We're climbing through 31,000 feet, climbing to flight level 430. I've programmed the simulator so that we have our rapid decompression at 41,000 feet. It gives me a little bit of time to talk to you about this thing. So what happens if you have a rapid decompression or an explosive, God forbid, decompression? Well, there's a certain procedure that we need to follow. And that procedure, first thing above all, is you have to get the oxygen mask on. You should take two fingers and you pull it right up out of its holder. Just like that. There's your oxygen mask. To put the oxygen mask on, you would press these two little elephant ears here. It'll inflate the band. You put the band over your head. And release it. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to talk to you with the mask on. So make sure, above all things, you get your mask on first. Elephant ears, like this. Put it over your head and make sure that it covers your nose and your mouth. Right, so first thing is mask. The next thing you need to do is disconnect the auto throttles and disconnect the autopilot. Roll into a 30-degree bank and pitch down about 10 degrees. Let the speed build up until you get to VMO or MMO, at which time you'll use the speed brakes, and you want to come down at that speed all the way to 15,000 feet. The pilot not flying will set 15,000 feet in the altimeter, and he'll call out 2,000 above level off, 1,000 above level off. So we're about 4,000 feet away now from when we're going to have our explosive decompression. And I'll walk you through it. So we're flying along, minding our own business. Nice, clear day. And then all of a sudden, you're going to hear that boom. When we hear that, that is going to simulate our rapid decompression. God forbid you have an explosive decompression. You need to get your mask on right away, because at these altitudes, you'll be unconscious in about 7 to 9 seconds. So first thing you want to do is get that mask on. I'm not going to put the mask on now, because if I did, I won't be able to talk you through what we're about to do. So we got about 2,000 feet to go, although I'm not supposed to know that. And you'll hear it. All right, here's your lesson on the emergency descent procedure. Stand by. Here we go. Uh-oh. Mask. Mask on. Auto throttles off, autopilot off, throttles to idle. Roll in a 30-degree bank. Nose down, 10 degrees. The 30-degree bank is just taking you off the airway. All right, mayday, 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 mayday. Co-pilot's calling all that. He's putting in 15,000 feet. We're still turning, we're still descending. And now we're coming up to VMO. At this altitude, it's MMO. At this point, we're going to pull the speed brakes out. And we want to come down at MMO to 15,000 feet. Now, of course, it's going to change over to VMO. We could roll out here if we wish. Right. You want to avoid that, so what you're going to do is just bring the nose up a little bit. Just keep it right hovering at that particular point. You can sink the heading if you want. All right, we've changed over to VMO. Still at 30,000 feet. you want the co-pilot to manually deploy the masks. However, if the cabin altitude goes above 13,000 feet, plus or minus 500 feet, those masks are going to already drop. We're at 2,000 above level off. Altimeters are 2992. 1,000 above level off. We're going to start leveling off now. Nice and smooth and easy. To 15,000 feet. And we can breathe again. Autopilot can come on. Auto throttles can come on. And of course, the speed brakes retract. And that's the emergency descent procedure. If you liked the video, please subscribe, like the video, and tell your friends. We'll see you later.